Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. We're going to go over uranium, do our daily technical analysis update. I'm going to show you a couple of similarities here between the price of uranium and the price of Ethereum. I know everyone says, there's no price correlation, there's nothing. No, but humans trade uranium, and humans trade Ethereum, and humans trade everything. The patterns are similar. And that's what I'm looking at. The patterns that were created by the interactions of humans interacting with each other. They repeat and rhyme over time. And if we can identify where we are with some of these patterns, if we can kind of see if the patterns are similar, maybe it can give us a better idea of where we are in that pattern and how these humans are interacting with each other, the herd. So I'm going to go over a little bit of that. I'm going to go over the market balances. I know some of you guys who've been on the channel for a while, you already know the market balances of uranium. I'm going to go over it again. I'm going to drill this home that my strategy in investing, and you guys don't have to adopt it, this is just my financial opinion, is to strategically align myself like I'm playing chess. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to align some of my money as playing chess for a checkmate scenario. I want a big asymmetric bet. I'd like to get a checkmate out of it, and I can put some money in it where it could return many multiples of my original investment. The way that we do that is we identify value, which is ratios. We identify market conditions, and then we identify market imbalances. That can be pretty dramatic. If those all align, you get yourself a very good opportunity. Timing, not exactly sure on a lot of these, but what I like to do is spread the money out, find a bunch of asymmetric bets that I can strategically place money, and then I just wait. I wait. And then I wait. And that's what I do. That's what I do. So let's jump in here. I'll give you my opinion on uranium and let you know my opinion here. So I've got two arrows here. This is the uranium price per pound over time. So here's our time, this is the price, and this is per pound, and we're coming on over. And what kind of sparks my interest here are these two little humps, and then this movement all in here. And if I'm going to zoom in on this is what they look like. The two humps, and then we're starting to come on up. And I want to compare this to these two humps to Ethereum. I know it's nothing to do with uranium. I get it. But I've always seen these two little humps, this hump here and hump here, hump here, hump here. And then I see this little bit of a wiggly motion, and then it takes off. This little wiggly motion here. We've got these little humps here. I'm just trying to see if this aligns and that we're in this section, like right in here, maybe. Maybe this section is this section that's coming, and we're coming on an upslope here, and then it's got this little wiggle. We are coming on an upslope, and then the wiggle's on here. We're coming on an upslope. This one's a little bit more drawn out, and then we get out these little wiggles all in here. I mean, this could be very similar in patterns here that we've got before the move higher. Maybe, guys. I'm not saying that's 100%. I don't know if this is just going to launch, but it's possible. Maybe we're getting close. Now, this is Red Cloud. This is the demand-supply market balance. So the supply-demand balance is this y-axis. We got time on the x-axis. We've got uncovered demand in the red here where it really starts to ramp up. We've got the red bars here, signaling that we're going into an imbalance in a deficit. And then it really ramps up that deficit going forward, starting in the future. I don't think we've seen in the uranium market an imbalance like this. And I mean, back here, there was the Russian decommissioned missiles that we had for uranium. We don't have that anymore. We don't have the inventory to soak up anything anymore. We don't have a Fukushima. We don't have this stuff over here. if we don't have that same inventory that they pulled out of nowhere over here, and we go into this deficit, and it takes us a long time to react to the deficit. And we've got Sprott, the financial demand for pounds, physical uranium pounds. We could have a very different dynamic play out in the uranium area than past uranium markets. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it could be spectacular. It could be. Doesn't mean it will be. It could be. And I'm obviously positioned in the sector. I'm continuing to cost average in with the ratio where it's at in terms of value. Uranium's never been this cheap, ever. And we've got this market balance in front of us. I love this setup. I love it. I absolutely love the setup. And if we can have the market conditions in real estate and a weaker dollar as well, you can't line this up any better, I don't think, over the next 4, 5, 10 years. So think of it from a strategic standpoint. You're playing chess. You've got some years. Play it that way. I don't think this is a short-term play. I think it's a long-term, absolute, killing of the market is what I'm thinking here. A very good setup. Now we're going into the ETF, we're going into the technical analysis, and I see a downtrend that's being broken right now. We came up, we broke the downtrend. This May back test. Remember what I do on the back test? I buy the back tests. But this looks good. It looks strong. It looks like we're breaking a downtrend. Let's see this continue. Downtrend break for CCJ. Now we're contracting a little bit in the candlesticks a little bit of a wick at the top. You might see this pull back a little bit tomorrow. If we see a pullback, let's hope that it's small and can remain above this downtrend line. That would be a positive thing. We would be back testing this downtrend line. It means the buyers have support underneath and everything's good. We don't want to just blow right through it and come back down to $15.50 or $16 on a big sell-off. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen, but I'd like to see strength here. So strength being a small down day and above this trend line. That's what I'd like to see. We're seeing it in next gen energy. There's a lot of positives here too. This is what I like. We popped up, hit our head, came down, and exploded through this. This here, these big up days, and the explosion here. Now, we didn't have the volume. I wish if we had volume, that would be a very nice setup. But bullish piercing, big explosion, big buying pressure, not much selling pressure. If we just have a small down day tomorrow, it's going to look pretty nice. Or if it continues higher, the momentum. Denison Mines, downtrend break. It's looking good. Here, this one we had a little small down day. It's controlled. It's not blowing out to the downside. Looks good. Looks good. UU, still a little bit more work. We do have a black candlestick, maybe a little down day. Maybe the momentum continues and we blow higher. Uranium Royalty Corp, this is the one I've been cost averaging in. I cost averaged in on this day. I don't know if I got it this day. And I've been looking here. Maybe put a little bit more in. But I think we're firming up. We're firming up, and I'm looking hopefully for a move higher. Bannerman looks like it's breaking its downtrend. Remember, these didn't close up here, so you don't use these. You use where it closed, which is down here and down here. So I think we're breaking to the upside. We could pull back a little bit. I'm not too afraid. We broke the downtrend. I kind of like it here. We also have a lot of sticky resistance through all these buyers and sellers all back here as well. Global Atomic was attacking its downtrend line, tried to break through, got rejected right now, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. A little wick at the top. You may see this pull back and do a little cup formation and go at it again. Goviax looks like it's breaking through its downside or downtrend line to the upside. So we've got all this hammer time over here, and then we popped higher, so it's looking good. Encore Energy broke its downtrend today. A little bit of sellers up here. You can see that nice little wick. Maybe we'll back test down here to the trend line. A little back test tomorrow. It's probably what I would guess. A little down day or something. Forces metals, you can kind of draw one through here. You know, we're still chopping sideways here. Sky Harbor looks fantastic. Nice little 8.5% move. That's not too little. I like how it ended strong. Nice big open and strength throughout the entire day to the closing price. Broke the downtrend. Looks fantastic. Canalaska, I think, is right there. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Baseload is moving up 6.4%. I think the whole sector's definitely firming up. A little bit more volume here as well. We're coming back into this nice little area. This would have been a fantastic entry point down here for baseload. And it's still good. Standard uranium, here's our setup. We broke to the downside. False little breakout. Probably got some stop losses. People were loading up, bullish engulfing, and now we're heading higher. Looks good. Let's see if it continues. Fission 3.0, nice little downtrend. Pop higher, 12%. Looking good. Azincourt hasn't popped out yet, but this is one to watch. If you like it, up to you. Nice little exploration company, high risk. UEXCF broke its downtrend, looking pretty good. Nice little wick at the top. We may back test this breakout, perhaps, or perhaps not. Boss Energy, little down day today, but it's small, controlled, nothing out of control here, so it still looks good. Deep Yellow, one of my other favorite companies with John Borshoff. He ran Paladin Energy last time and had an incredible return. Hopefully they can continue this return. I like it down here. It's still cheap, so I think it looks good. But overall, uranium's looking pretty good. Looks solid. I like how we're breaking downtrends. I think we'll probably maybe we'll see a little pullback tomorrow. I always call it the retest of the trend line. It's very common. So don't be scared if you see a little bit of a pullback tomorrow. If you see that pullback, what I usually do is I add a little more money in. I am not afraid to add money. I'm not afraid to have losses in my account. I'm not afraid of the volatility. I am more afraid of not being in this sector than I am being in it. That is the truth from me. And the reason is valuations, market balances in front of us, weakening dollar. We've got inflation that I think is going to come from real estate. And that's I would say the stars all in alignment for uranium to do a very good job. I also think that uranium could fill even more demand in the future for baseload power in an ESG area. So I think it's an excellent setup. Probably one of the best setups I've seen over my investing kind of span of 18 years. I get really excited over this stuff. I do think we're early. In a lot of these commodities, we're still early. Very early. So we may have some time where we have to grind out sideways. People are going to still be doubting it. And eventually, our time in the sun will come. It will just take a little bit of time. And maybe we don't have that much time left. I'm not predicting the time here. I know the value's good, and I know the market conditions are good. Now it's just a waiting game. I've positioned myself. I'm continuing to cost average in with the money I've got, and I'm going to hold on. So if you guys like this analysis, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, if you like these daily updates. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.